must be the charm. Hold on one second, my friends. Refresh. Gonna see if this is actually kicked in. Oh, yay. So, if you're catching the replay, go ahead and fast forward until you find something interesting. Oh, there's Miss Pam and Kim. Sorry I'm late. It kept kicking me out, saying that my channel was too small and YouTube doesn't like that I'm going live. It was kind of rude. Alright. Turn this on. Sorry you're all shaky, guys. Hello, Jean. What is going on? My computer just froze. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, yeah. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Donna. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. First, it wouldn't let me go live at all. And now I can't get YouTube up on my computer. I don't know. It just wants to be difficult. Just difficult. And do you guys know where I put my momentum magnet sheet? I've lost it. It's not in its file folder. It has gone MIA. Big time. Ah, man. Okay. One little thing I forgot to grab. Where are you? You're in the back. You're in the back. No, I know you're back here. There you are. So, yesterday, or the day, other day, I don't know when. Okay. Now it's not even loading. I broke Google Chrome, I think. I don't know. The other, oh gosh, you guys are not even looking at my table, are you? I had showed that I made a moon stencil, and one of the lovely subbies asked if we could kind of go over that today. Okay, that's nice. Well, oh, there I am. Yay. You guys, I'm gonna rotate and show you over that today. Okay. Woo! Nope. Are we frozen? What's going on? Dismiss. We want to catch up to the live. Holy macaroni, you got. Oh, I see comments now. Craft with Barbara. I just saw you up there. Hello. Live chat. We're not looking at anything. Let's try this again. Okay. So I made this stencil. I made this one too. And this one. And we're gonna look at how I created the stencil. It's gonna be very quick, very basic, just so you can kind of see how the process works. So how do I want to do this? I actually want to flip you guys around because we need to look at the computer screen because I can't computer share because that's so lovely. Ooh, will that fit right there? You guys, this might work. I may not even have to take you out of the holder. Oh, look it! How fun is that? Okay, so there are a lot of programs out there that you can design in and create works of art via the computer, laptop, tablets, whatever you have. Some of them will allow you to save in different formats, SVG, stuff like that. Live chat, can we pop this out? Pop out chat, minimize that. Did someone win, or is the jackpot still building? Pam and I would love to know. Yes, Donna, I am trying to figure out the Zoom thingy, because that is one of my goals. All right, and okay. Jean says nobody won. What? That means we gotta buy another ticket. Okay. So I use Adobe Illustrator. It's something I've used for years, lots of years. And look, it's not responding. You know, this is typical. I want to do something, I've got it all figured out, and then it doesn't want to work anymore. Nice dirty screen. Dust you off. Dust you off. Could we just be a good computer today? I mean, okay. Well, we're not responding. Okay, I'm going to shut you down. Close the program. Thank you. Okay, let's see if I can get this back open. While it's doing its thing, we are going to play with the moon. Okay, the moon stencil, and then we're also going to use this little cutie set because I thought this would be pretty with a moon in the background. And so we're going to do that over the top. Yes, we know it quit unexpectedly. Thank you. All right. Ooh, yay. There it is. Okay, so this is how my moon looks. This is actually an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and these are that's a 4-inch circle, and then these fit inside my circle. In order to do that, what I did, let me come over here, is a lot of programs will let you build in layers. And it looks like I deleted all of the original stuff. Okay. File, new. This particular background was a 12 by 12 because I have 12 by 12 stencil sheet. Okay. So what I did with the 12 by 12 is I made rectangles. Okay. So my rectangle, I would make 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Come on, 5 1/2, because that's the front of our card panel. Okay, and then I duplicated it 4 times. So we've got 4 copies of this. Woohoo! And all I did was filled each card panel, okay, with an image. And then I was like, well, I've got a lot of room, so I had the little pieces here which made these. Okay, go back to here. So when you get your little card fronts, so this is good if you're going to make a big card front, little card front, whatever you're going to do, you get those set up, then you make it into one layer and you lock that layer so you can't mess those up, and then you open your next layer. You grab your circle tool, whatever you want to work with. For me, if I hit the shift button, it'll make it a perfect circle. Okay, and I can come back into properties and I can see that's a 2-inch circle, and you can kind of see this is your card panel. That's how big that little circle is. And for me, I put 2 on there so that when you cover your card panel, you can use the big moon or flip it and use the smaller moon, and it would just put it there in the corner. And then we lock it. That's our first layer. Okay, that's our base of our moon. So we lock it into place, and then we pull up another layer. And then we grab our paintbrush and we make some lines. Sorry, I'm doing this with the mouse, okay? So we want some design in there, and then we're gonna lock it, okay? We're gonna go and we're gonna get a different color, okay? So you can visually see how these overlap. Let's get this gray one here. Grab our pen. And now we see that this gray is going to sit over the top of that. And you just build your shapes on top of each other until you find the shapes that you like. So each color then becomes a layer, okay? So my dark layer, my medium, and a light, or light, dark, medium. This particular stencil setup, you can do any way you want. You can even draw it out on paper first, copy it into your computer, and then trace it with your drawing programs. There's a lot of ways to get in there, but this is just a quick review of how I got this to where we got it to where we are. So I've got my 2 circles, and the whole rectangle will cover the whole front of a card. So I know I'm not going to get ink all over my card. Plus, it'll cover a good portion if you go for a bigger card or a bigger project. Then we have my little centerpieces for the moon. And then I just told my program to export it as an SVG. And here's all my options. Save as a type, and you just pick what type you want to save it as. Pick your folder you want to save it to. Okay, when you get that all set up, okay, then you go into Cricut Design Space or Silhouette, whatever space you use for your cutting machine, and you tell it to upload your image. And I'm going to go browsing, okay, because I saved those under Owls and Moons, and I'll show you the one I worked on. I made that moon 4 inches so that it would fit into this program. And so there's my 4-inch circle and all of its inner pieces. And then we select it to bring it to our table to play with. Now, if I make this, it's going to say we need this color paper, this color paper, this color paper, this color paper, and it's going to put it right at the edge. And to show, I'm going to click the make and show you what it's going to do. So we have page 1 is the lighter color, and see how it separated them, okay? Doesn't matter how I attach the images on Illustrator, how I make that SVG. Cricut views it as an individual item, okay? So I'm going to tell it cancel, because obviously we don't want that. And because it is one SVG, everything's kind of locked together. So I'm going to come over here to the unlock. I'm going to unlock it, and then I'm going to ungroup it. That way there I can move each little piece if I wanted to. Now say like I grabbed that on accident, there's always the back button or Control Z. Control Z takes you back, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control Z, select, and to select you can click on the item and then Shift, click on the item. Nope, that's only in Illustrator. I lied. So I'm going to click out here. While holding down, I'm going to drag my cursor and select everything I want to select. Okay. I'm going to temporarily group it together, okay? And I'm going to do the same with all of these pieces. So I'm going to make that a group. Then I'm going to come down here and make this a group. Okay. Now, if we go to cut this, cancel. I forgot. Not only do you have to group it, but you have to attach them. Okay. So if you're finding it's not attaching together, you just go down and attach, but that's not what we need to do right now. I'm going to come in here and grab a shape. I'm going to grab a square. Okay, and I'm going to change the square to a 5x5, and it's locked, so it'll be a nice even square. Okay, and I'm going to take my object. It's in there. I'm going to select both of them, and then I'm going to align them in the center, and then I'm going to slice it. And when I slice it, I get this. And I can throw that away. And the other one. There's always two. Okay, so now I come and I make my next square. Okay, we want it 5x5. And then we're going to actually duplicate it 2 more times because we have our light, medium, and dark. Okay, now I'm going to grab this because we attached them and grouped them together. I'm going to put it on the one square, grab everything, and then align it to center. Okay. Now I need to put this square to the back, so I'm going to arrange, move backwards. Arrange, move backward. Oops. Send to the back, not move backwards. Send to the back. And now I can see my little shape. So I'm going to select my shape. I'm going to ungroup it, okay, and now I'm going to click that shape, and I'm just going to try and catch the center piece and the back square, but it's not going to let me, I don't think. Okay, what's going on? Oh, I forgot to ungroup. Did I forget to ungroup you? No, what's going on? Okay, we'll just do the first 2 layers there. So I'm grabbing, I grabbed enough of it, okay, that the slice button turned on. So I'm going to hit the slice button. And now I'm going to grab this little gray piece and delete it. And then I'm going to send that, arrange, send it to the back so that I can see my little gray piece. It brought this other gray piece to the front, and it's actually on top, so we can delete that. And now we can grab both pieces and hit slice again. And then I can move that, and I can move that. And then those 2 pieces are garbage. It's a little bit tedious, but once you get the hang of it, okay, arrange, move to the front, okay, and is that all grouped? Yeah, so I can center these, align, center, okay. Got to make sure everything's centered so that when we layer them up, they're going to work. And I'll do this one really quick again. So I'm going to ungroup. Okay, we grouped it just to move it around. Now we're going to grab those little bits. The slice button turned on so we can slice it. Okay, so that piece is out of there. This piece, I'm going to arrange it to the back. Send to the back so that I can see this little piece here. Oops, it didn't catch it. There. I got to get rid of that big piece. If the slice button doesn't show up, that just means something didn't get grabbed. Slice. Okay. Now I should be able to grab that little chunk right there and do this slice. And so now I've got that piece. So I'm able to slice out our little template, and I'm going to hit make just so we can see these. We go to make it, and we have our little square because we didn't do anything, but then we have our perfect little cut shapes, and we send it off to the cutters, and you let your Cricut to do what you want. If you're going to use Mylar, okay. Oh, I turned off my Cricut. There is a Mylar that you can select, and you can adjust the settings, and that's not going to connect because that is off. Okay. I will do a more in-depth thing because I can screen record my laptop, and I can do a pre-recorded. If anybody's interested, we'll watch out for that video. Okay, so we've sent everything to the Cricut. We've told it we're either cutting Mylar or we're cutting paper, whatever you want to cut, because anything can be a stencil, really. And for this project, my 4-inch, I didn't want to really have a 4-inch stencil because I don't know if I'll use this again. So I asked it to cut it out of paper. And so this is what I did. And for me, I just chose the heavy patterned cardstock, and it seems to cut this just fine. So all of the little inner bits are still on my mat because I don't need those. I just need these and my little circle. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Okay. So now I have my stencil. Or if you guys are wanting to cut your Mylar, okay, I did cut my little one again because I sent my prototype off. But the Mylar, depending on what you buy, is absolutely fabulous. You just peel it off. Ta-da! Peel, peel, peel. Ta-da! So those, I did design this so my big circle, which is right here, and these were those 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 rectangles I made. Okay, so if I took a piece of paper and lined them up, see, this is, I should have adjusted that, should have moved it up more. But, you know, it does cover quite a bit, so you can move that moon to anywhere you want it to go. And you've got plenty of room to hang on and stencil. And then we've got the little guy, if I wanted a little guy. And then these, fun thing about this is where you get your stencil, you tape it all down, you can just drop these right in the center. Drop them right in the center and ink them up. And that's what we're going to do with our big one. We're going to do that big one. And again, here's the owl we're going to stamp out. We're going to stamp and fussy cut this and pop it up over our moon. Okay, so we're going to grab our luscious moon, because I'm thinking we're going to do some spray stuff too. So here's our ginormous moon. Let me get my little owls out for placement. Thinking of doing it like this. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. But, and I'm going to stamp these so I don't need to block them out. If you're wanting to do it one layer, you can just make masking magic or masking tape or something to cover that up where you're going to have those. But I think I like this. And so what I'm going to do, Just remember where I put it. I'm going to see if I can't pixie spray this little booger down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pixie spray on the back of this. Hopefully it doesn't glue it down. Okay. Because pixie spray makes things like sticky notes. They're not super sticky. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put that. So let's grab a splatter box just in case. Heaven knows I don't need a big old mess again. All right, and apologies. Yes, quit. All right. Let's get this back open. Nope. Holy cow. I'm trying to get my comments back open. My computer just shut off again. It didn't like being stalled. Okay. Comments, please. Oh, I missed a lot. My comments even froze. What is going on? Oh, haha. Sherry D wants to know what software I use to screen record. And that is a free one. Let me look at my YouTube folder. I haven't used it in a long time. Free Cam 8. Freecam and then the number 8. Free Cam 8. Come on. I tried making this stencil once. I think I bought the Mylar is too thick. Plus, I put it somewhere and haven't seen it since. MIMC, missing in my craft room. That's hilarious. Yep, Joann's does have Mylar in the paint department. I even have some of that. This particular Mylar that I purchased was on Amazon, and it was in the 12 by 12 sheets. And I will pop a link in the description because I don't remember the name of it. But it's kind of a milky white color, but you can still see through it. And it seems to be a good thickness, and the Mylar cut feature on the Cricut works really nice. And I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, here's my owls. Let me show you the owls. Come on. I mean, it cuts pretty intricate. If you can see those little wings right there. I mean, it's got a good cut. So far, I've been pretty happy with it. Okay. Diane, what brand? Okay, yep. Hello, Kim and Melissa C and everybody that I missed. Okay, so we've got that down. Now we want to add some. What kind of distress do I have? I want to use some purple in there, and just trash my stuff. What on earth? Okay, so we're gonna use that, and then I need some more sprays. That's what I need. But I want that purple in there, and so what we're going to do is ink up some dark blue and a little touch of purple and this muted light blue. Okay, and what we're gonna do is try not to smash that. Drag this down so you guys can see it. Of course, I got me some Simon Hurley colors going on. Can't go wrong with those. I'm gonna grab this lighter, brighter blue, and I'm just gonna swirl it around my moon, because you know that's the brightest part. And I am using a watercolor paper because it was what I had sitting there. So we're just gonna ink that up. Oh, such a lovely color. We're gonna add some of the dark blue. This is gonna be so easy, guys. We're just gonna swirl it around just like that. And if you get little brush marks, just load up some more ink. I don't know if spraying the oxide will look nice, but that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna grab our purple, little bit of crayon me, and then I'm just gonna hit it in those corners a little bit, just like so. Woo! Go a little bit onto that blue just to blend it in. There we go. Oh, I like it. I like it. Hopefully I don't mess it up too bad with some spray. I just kind of want it kind of well, I wish I had blue now. That would look really pretty with a blue spray. Oh, look at it. It's just doing fabulous things though. I love it. Yellow and blue. Blue is a primary. You can't make blue. But we can shoot some blue on there. That's what we're gonna do. We're going to grab a little inker block here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that blue on there and see what we can do. Grab our little bit of water. Squeaky chair. So we're just gonna, nope, that was not enough ink. Let's try that again. Some inky poos on there. Oh, it's not working. It's not doing what I want it to do. When all else fails, grab the inkies. My little Simon Hurley re-inkers, because we know that will give us a nice, beautiful, bright color. I just want to add some blue in there. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Get some blue speckums. Just some blues. Just picking different blues. Letting it do its thing. Alright. I'm kind of happy with that. Leave it to the re-inkers to save the day. Alright. Let's pull that. And because I had some bigger water drops, it's activating that distress oxide. Ooh. And see, it's still really light blue. I wished I hadn't sprayed it so hard right there, but that's okay. I mean, it happens. There we go. And I have a piece of paper. I have this paper that I started the other day, so I'm going to clean up my table with that. Just see. Tap and go. Tap and go. Oh, that's interesting. Ooh, I like that. There's some stuff there in the middle. And then clean. Look, nice and clean. And I have a project for later. All right, so isn't that lovely? I've just got to let it dry a little or help it dry. And I'm just going to dab those up. Just like so. It's going to be great. And look, the pixie spray let that go really easily. What a beauty. It wasn't a mess. I was prepared for. Wore gloves. And out the paper, catch the overflow. Something's wrong with the blending solution. It had obviously been opened before, but not by you. There shouldn't, unless they added something to it to mess it up. Is it globbing up or something? Remnants on the paper. Yes, there are. It is still sticky. But if you're using it just as a stencil, I mean, because now what I can do is get a piece of acetate, or maybe I'm going to keep this with my owls, and then it's stuck. Well, it almost stuck. Okay, wiping it with the towel made it less sticky, but you could just throw them in a thing, and yeah, so you can save them for your templates, or if you like it, it can be another moon and you can just glue it down. So yeah, it does leave a residue. I don't think it's a big issue though. Okay, so now I'm going to pixie spray this corner of this template here, just so I don't go into this too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna spray right into the corner, right over the garbage. Give a little shaky poo. Remember where I sprayed. Now, with stencils, there's always a lip, okay? So if you put it right up to your line, it's possible you'll get a little halo there, and that might be something interesting. But because I'm off the page a little, I'm going to show a little bit of that purple as best as I can. Well, I sprayed it, but obviously not enough. Okay, let's try that. So I'm just going to have a little bit of that purple show. Okay, and there's my stencil. Oh, and when all else fails, grab your magnets. It's being a stinker. I forget that I have my magnets. Need you off just a little. Okay. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. So, haha. Now we're going to grab some ink. Okay. I'm going to start with Woof. Is it Woof or Grr? Which one do I want? Probably both, because they're kind of, where's, no, Woof. Yes, Woof is great. Sorry, I always forget the two. Okay, I'm gonna grab my big blender brush. I'm just gonna ink that up. And I don't need to go dark for this. This is our first layer. So we just want to get some color down. Okay. And I don't need it to be perfect because we're going to put more color over it. Okay. So there's that. And with this particular design, it doesn't matter which one you do first. But I think I'm going to do this one next. Yeah, I'm just going to put it right there. Looks good. No, I do need to back that up just a wee bit. Don't know. Yeah, right there. Play around with it, see where we want it. Same color. Now I'm just gonna go in a little bit harder, a little bit more pressure. I'm just gonna load that up. Woohoo! Then we peel that one off. Oh, look it! Isn't it beautiful? Okay. And I don't like that so edgy right there, so I'm just going to add a little more ink. And I'm going to take my little blobbers on. And here's the great thing, you can put them any way you want. So your moon never has to look the same twice. So now I'm just going to go on even thicker. Same color. Now, if you have 3 colors of gray, by all means, you do, well, 4. You do a light, medium, dark, and darker, I guess. There's that one. And then I'm gonna put it over this way, I think. Right over the top. Oops, chase that down. Pam's like, I didn't even know we had Powerball in Washington. Yep. All right. So there is our lovely moon. And that was just a blob brush on my design. Just making some blobs. And just making sure that they were pretty solid. And that when you layered them up. Okay. And that's one thing I did forget. If you're able to change the opacity of your layers, I would lessen it to like 50% so that you can see how it looks through each other, because in inking you can see the bottom layer through the top layers. Okay, but look it, isn't that great? Oh, I love it. Easy peasy layered stenciling. Last time I bought a lotto ticket was probably 15 years ago. I had to get the clerk to show me how to fill it out just one. She said, I can see you have a real gambling problem, don't ya? That's really funny, Debbie. Pam says, doing okay, though terribly disappointed that Jean picked the wrong numbers. Slot machines and we don't get along. I just feed them money. They never give me anything. Well, once in a huge blue moon. So I play my computer or my cell phone. I play my cell phone while my husband goes and plays the slots. So I'll just spin, play on the phone, spin, play on the phone. Minimum bids. I do not have luck on those. Look at that. That's going to be so pretty. Okay, so we've got our card panel. And if you're doing mass producing, you're going to do all your spraying and splattering first, and then you're going to do all your moon pieces. And I would recommend doing the solid piece on all of them, the second layer on all of them, instead of trying to, you know, go through the one moon. I think it turned out good. Okay, let's get this little booger stamped. Oh, I said stamped, not chopped. I almost pulled out the guillotine. Choppy. That would have been bad. Oh, that's not going to do with my paper. I just need a scrap of white, guys. Scrap of white. I know you're in here. Where are you at? I gotta go through my weight bin. There's a lot of not card-friendly weight in there. Yeah. That one's too small. That one has a clean spot. Oh, look, a clean spot just for me. That's what I'm looking for. Pick that guy up. And grab our inky ink. Jean, you're just not trying enough, Mary says. Just think of the wheel of winners. Well, maybe it's us. Maybe not enough of us were thinking of Jean. Because, you know, when that wheel spins, we're all thinking about her. Thinking she's going to win again. And she does. So, it might be on us to be thinking of Jean as she's playing her lotto. Hello, Susie. Pam went to Stampin' Up! Convention in Vegas. Was up over 300. Woo! On a quarter machine. That sounds like something I would do. Oh, I'm up. Let's try a little bit more. And inevitably, I lose it. Look at those little owls. And these little owls are from Anthony's Paper Craft. And I got them at Stamp Away, where I actually met Mr. Anthony. He's a very nice gentleman with all of his stampy goodness. Which reminds me, there's a snowman on his site that I need to go check out, because it was sold out there. I think it will go good with some of my other snowmen. Alright, oh, look at those cuties. So how do we want to color these today? We have lots of options. Color these guys. Do we want to color with alcohol markers, colored pencils, watercolors, ink tints? Ooh, we might do some ink tints. What do you guys think that's a good idea? I hope so. Just got to remember which one they're in. Those are Pastellis. Inktense, the second smallest one. There we go. Now I didn't do this on watercolor paper, but I'm still going to use the Inktense. They're a water-soluble ink. Okay, they are not watercolors, but they are an ink. And we're gonna just go in there like all of my other coloring and just lay some color in there. Nothing fancy. Kind of a light hand, because Inktense does want to come off the page. And Inktense is permanent if you saturate every last bit of its pigment. So if you do it in layers, you'll really lock those colors in. So very basic. Same orange for the toes and the noses. Okay, let's do various shades of brown, because we can. See, that one's kind of ugly. Oh, there we go. Very light. And I'm using my pencil to follow the shapes. Okay, I'm not going to color straight across because his head isn't straight across. In the smaller areas, it's not too big a deal. Kind of swirly motions, okay? Little archy arches, okay? Because his belly's round. It's not flat, it's round. So we just kind of want to follow those shapes. I'm going to add a little bit here. Almost forgot this part here. So that is for the one owl, and that color is fugly, so we don't want to use that one again. Ooh, that's a nice one. This little girl owl. Kind of looks like a bow right there. That might be a bow, and I just colored it brown, but that's okay. Do 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 do. Color, color, color. Hello, Willows. Thanks for popping in today. We're just coloring a stamp from Anthony's Papercraft. I'm going to use that same color for this little shadowy area. Check out another brown. And I'm doing my basic coloring, nothing fancy. And I'm doing it very light-handed. I'm not doing it very heavy-handed. This one's a little bit different. This one doesn't really have a belly, but I'm gonna kind of make it one. I don't want to color all the way in. Because I'm not using a watercolor paper, even though these are water soluble. I'm just going to use, oops, I need to get by the beak like I did for the other one. And because I colored her bow brown, I'm just going to go ahead and pop a red right over the top of that. And it will just make it a more rich red. Okay, no big deal. And let's pick a different brown, because Inktense, the big set, comes with all sorts of colors. Yeah, we're just gonna... I'm gonna scratch it in at the bottom and pull it up So I don't need to color the whole thing. There we go. Grab some greenery for our leaves. Do a little bit in the center. And then grab another color for the edge. Oops. Don't panic if you go out the lines. There's no coloring police. They will not pull you over for coloring outside the lines. I think our little girl needs some blue eyes. This one's gonna get some green eyes. And this one, maybe green in a different shade. There we go. Or yellow. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Okay, now I'm gonna grab, see, I'm looking for kind of a tan color, and that is not it. That's an ugly color too. What's this one? Oh, that one might work. So I'm just gonna add this little bit of scratchiness just so I have something to color in the belly areas and the little eyeballs. Very little bit of color right there because I want that to stay kind of light still. Okay, now comes from the fun part. You can get out your water brush, you can get out your whatever you have handy, and look, I have a brand new, never used before water brush. Soften up your bristles. Remember, if they're stiff from shipping, soften them up with your water. You can unscrew them, grab your spray bottle, and load her up. And I have no idea where I got these. I think I got them on clearance at either Michael's or Joann's. These green ones. I don't know. All sorts of companies sell them now. Okay, and then we just make sure that the water will flow. Okay. And just like regular painting, we don't want it saturated. We want just enough that it's going to get everything moving, but not soak the paper. Because we're not using watercolors. Okay, are we ready? Let's go zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to start right here. And bam. We just add a little bit of water to that green and brighten that right up. Woohoo! Look at that. Clean that off. Gonna start at the bottom. Wipe that off. Make sure it's not too wet. Okay, here we go. Make sure my hand's not in the way. And push it up. Grab it at the bottom and push it up. Look at it. Such a lovely, rich brown color. And see, we didn't even color all of that in. We use so much product. Not. Look at that. Hello, Janine. What you waiting on? Waiting on the sun. Ooh, making dinner together. Yeah. My dinner's already ready. I just gotta go eat it after the live. I'll pop into the orange. Just activate it. And what's great about this is you don't even have to. You can just leave it in the colored pencil format. Because, I mean, it's beautiful colored pencil. Okay. Nice rich color. Just look at that. And I am going to go right into that because I messed that up anyways. Little blue eyes. Check out their eyeballs. They're looking good. color that in. And if you find that it's not dark enough for you, you can let everything dry and go back in. You could apply more color over it while it's still in the wet stages. I mean, all sorts of stuff you guys can do. Got our other one. It's so cute. Now the colors, ink tints are permanent, like I said, if you saturate every little particle. So if I were to spray this right now, even the stuff that I've colored down here is going to run because it's not all saturated. So you got to keep that in mind. If you're wanting to work with lots of color layers, just make sure you saturate them heavily. Get all their pigments. Okay. Oops, ran into the green a little bit. That's all right. Just makes it glowing. Go. Cute little owlums. Pam, you're so awesome. Oops. Turned out to be kind of a yellowy color, but I think it turned out really good for that. Looky, looky. How adorbs is that? I like it. Now all we gotta do, set these aside so we can do some choppy. I'll pull you guys back so that I can get in here. Some of my friends and I was talking how YouTube is going to make some of the people lose their husbands and wives because they spend most of their time there. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully it can also be something that they do together. Because I know my hubby, he supports me and he knows that I do a lot of watching, but he works a lot too. So, he's not always home when I'm live. That or he's in bed while I'm doing my YouTube watching. Because he gets home at 8, either 8 in the morning or at noon, depending if he's working at 12 or not. Really kind of stinks, but is what it is. And if you have a scan and cut, you could send this through your machine and ask it politely to cut for you. I do not. So you have to suffer through me chopping. that's all right, because it's gonna be beautiful. And we're going to ink these edges because I don't want them stark white. We're gonna add a little bit of brown around the edges. I think that'll blend it very nicely. Oh no, the paper pilled a little bit when I did the watercolor on it because, or water on the ink tints, because it's not water happy paper. Yum. And I just want a light halo around this because I don't think going into the black would be very helpful because it's not a very bold line. Some stamps have such a nice, huge, bold black line that you could literally cut right on the black and you don't mess up your design at all. This one is a little bit thinner, so I'm opting for a thin white line around everything. Like so. Do 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 do. Ah! I'm just going to take out this chunk right here. And of course, you don't have to do this, but I think it will just help the card a little bit. Just going to use my X-Acto knife, cut into this area here. Come on. There we go. I like that better. I like that better. Okay. Watch help, y'all. Woohoo! Look at it. Oh, I love it. And then we're gonna pop those up on there. They're gonna be so cute, but I need to trim this down before I forget, and it won't fit on my card. Hello, Daisyville. Oops. Yep, those owls are from the Anthony's Papercraft line. So we're going to take our normal 1/4 inch off, and you know, I think I'm going to take it off the moon side because that's actually a really big moon. What did I just chop off? Okay. Now we need to do four. Forget what I was doing. There we go. Card base. Card base. Please have a card base. Well, you're a card base, but you're not the right size. Really? I just need one. I know I have one. Nope, not you. All right. So we have that. Do we need that or do we need it on black? Or maybe a little bit of black and white? Ooh, that might be good right there. Look at that. So we're going to shave this little black one down. Okay, so normally I do 5 1/4, so I'm just gonna push that right into the middle of that 5 1/2 and 5 1/4 right in the middle. Then I'm gonna turn it, and normally it's 4 1/4 cut down to 4, so we're just gonna go kind of right in the middle. Okay, and then this will give us just a hair of a white line. And then we should get a hair of a black line. Yeah, look at that. Although it does look a little crooked. Is it just me? It's just me. There we go. Look it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Gonna grab out our fancy dancy glue. Oh, da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm in Ohio. Ohio. Uh-oh. Somebody let it get sticky again. Swirly, swirly pool. There we go. Boo-doo, 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 boopity boop, boopity boop. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. Oh yeah. There we go. Look at that. Little bit, doo 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 doo. Yeah. Okay, so the moon's up, the page opens. Got to make sure we put it on right, because it's not fun when our cards are backwards. All right. Yeah. That looks so good. But bam! And now we're going to adhere those little boogers. This card's going to be all sorts of good dimension. I don't want to use those. Those are tiny. Arteza, I need you. Because I don't want to spend all day putting a bunch of tiny dots on here. We're going to go right there. And we're going to go right there. And we're going to go, oops, right there. There we go. And then skinny tape, I need you. I got some skinny foam tape from Amazon. Look at how thin that is. I don't think it's archival or anything, but as long as we don't have our precious photos on it, we should be good. There we go. Look at that. Got some foam adhesive right there. Put a little bit across their little noodles. This saves from having to cut the foam tape into strips, because I'm not very good at that. And then I don't use as much, you know. Push it back, and then that will expose that corner. So we're gonna push the corner back and push the tapey stuff down at the same time. It's kind of weird, but it works. There we go. Woohoo! Look at that. Woo, woohoo, woohoo. I think we just need it right there. Woohoo! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Look at that goodness! Yeah! And it actually wouldn't have taken very long, because we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes, say. And a good portion of that was just talking about how the thought process was for the moon, our little moon stencil. I'm gonna work on it, because like I said, I'm not sure if I like the placement of the ones, but keep an eye out. These are gonna wind up in my store. And the fun thing about this, if you cut it out in paper, you guys, look at this. We don't need that spot, but if these were all cut out in circles, we could layer them up like this and have a moon, a layered moon, glue it all down. So after you've used it as a stencil, you can glue them all together and make an actual project. If that makes sense. That would be funny. Yep, it's at the beginning. Just kind of how I used Illustrator and put everything in layers. Okay, so this is one layer. This is another layer. And another layer. And that's how we get the fun detail and the overlapping in there. Okay. And this is just one color of ink, just super, super light. And then towards the end, you just get a really heavy hand and get it in there nice and rich. But, yeah, I think it turned out so good. Bye, Willows. Thanks for stopping in. All right, fabulous. Fabulous. Because I'm sent my prototype off to somebody, and I'm waiting. When they get it, they're gonna let me know, because you guys can let me know too. I would like to do free Zooms and Zooms where I send you the product, like this stencil set. Let me peel this back. And I would have a price for the stencil set / Zoom. And then I would mail you the stencils already chopped up. You don't even have to do anything. Okay. So you would get these two little bits here. Ugh. Come here. My new mats are... These are the Paper Studio mats, and they fit the Cricut just fine. Okay, so you would get the centers for the big moon and the small moon, but I think I'm going to change the position of this one and just scooch it up just a little bit more. Okay, so then you have 2 moon sizes, and then 3 of these shapes. See what you guys think of these shapes that I made. Woo! Can you guys see that? So you would get the inside and outside of these items, not the little bits to the moon, but you would get that set. Peel this guy. And then maybe like once a month I can send you guys stencils, and then we could do a Zoom where we use the stencils. So then we have this one, and I have a card where we had it out earlier. Okay, so this is what I did here. See, and that the shift, I don't know how I made that, but I think I'll shift this down too, because I like it more in the center, so I've got to shift that down. But I basically put this down and inked it in the blue, and then just traced it in the black, and then put this stencil right there and just squiggled in some lines, and then that moon stencil, and then I just squiggled in some trees. But there's that one, and then I just had I tell you, my brain, there's that. This one was a lot of fun. I inked it all up in the blues and purples. Okay, and then I put the reverse in. I put the center down, okay, and got the black on there. And then I put this down and splattered it, so only the splatters were right there. So you can use both parts on one card. Okay, so, and then this would all be a set, and that's what I'm thinking, is to do a 12 by 12 sheet of stencils, and then, you know, maybe a 2-hour Zoom where I show you and we go through questions and whatnot on how to do stuff. Oops, sorry guys, somebody's going live. And there's the last shape, and I really like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 owls and 2 moons on this full sheet. Okay, and again, I've done it so that you can even do this straight on a card and just ink it right up right on the card. Okay, speaking of owls, hooters, I've had owls on my brain. So, that one's probably not the right card base for that. Let's try this one since this guy is this way. Okay. And these are just meant to be silhouettes, the owls. But, you know, you could put a silhouette over a tree or just have a fun shadowy owl. Shift it down a little. Give him a shadow. Ink him up in a heavy black. Oops. But yeah, so that's kind of my thought process. I'm hoping to have it all ready to start next month, because I want to play around in Zoom this month and see what I need in order for everybody to do change Baby Shark to the hamster dance. I'll have to look that one up. I don't think I've heard that one. Hamster dance. In our song, it could be without a live on my own, as in YouTube live. Huh. Yeah, so these are just different owl shapes. You know, if I'm not, yeah, these three are a barn owl that I was looking at, and then this one was just one I did for another project, but I kept the outline to it, if that makes sense. But yeah, so let me know. What an innovative way to draw interest and engagement. I hope so. I hope so. And a little cash flow to buy more crafty stuff. And if I have to pay for the subscription for either Zoom or anything like that, that would definitely help. And then I won't feel like I'm just taking monies, because then we'll be working together. But I was really proud of those outlines. And like I said, you put a little bit of pixie spray on these little guys and you can mask them off. But yeah, lots of owly goodness. Owly goodness. Gotta cover this up so it doesn't get hairy. I'll pick those off later. Yes, that too. There's a lot of value in the situation. Hamster dance is equal parts cute and annoying. Well, hello, Maureen. We're about ready to say our goodbyes, unless somebody has a question or suggestion. This live was brought to you because somebody asked about the moon from the last live, and I was like, yes, we can demonstrate that. So, and then I got to do a video. Somebody asked for something. I wrote it down, so I got to do a video for that. I always forget what I'm doing. And then I'll do a more in-depth video on this. Oh yes, that's right, 9 o'clock. Linda, let me get hers, because we don't want to, I almost ran into her time the last time. Okay, how do I, okay, new tab, YouTube. Linda Tomain creates, I'm probably saying her last name wrong. Creates. I gotta remind myself that she goes on after me. Control C. Chat, you guys. Where's my chat? Control V. So that is Linda. She's going to be live at 9 in less than 30 minutes. And I will see you guys over there. I will probably be eating my dinner and chatting with everybody. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. All right. So, this little cutie is going to somebody that is on my mailing list. So, if you're not on my mailing list, you need to email me at chatwithsassy@gmail.com. Apparently I've been typing that wrong a lot. So, and if you're not sure, you can always just email me again, and I'll make sure your name is in my mailer, and I'm going to random pick. And nobody can win twice in a month, okay? So there's going to be 4 cards given away. That's 4 different people, which means I've got to send out a couple more, because this is what, our second live in September. So I'll find another card to mail out. And I thank you all so much for nope, Jean already, she won this month. She won from me, so she has to wait till next month or be in a card swap. With all those L's I had to ask. One would think I could answer that. I bought a big bag, but no, I bit them all. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, everyone. We'll see you at Linda's Live. Have a great evening, and thank you for stopping in and hanging out with me today. You guys are fabulous. I'm very blessed to have you all as my subbies. Bye-bye.